things more than you or I. At the end of the school day, he'd be rushing for the door so he could build, build, build until he couldn't anymore. Now the kinds of things that he would build might make you shake your head, but Billy didn't care, he'd just keep building them instead. Now folks would stop and stare and they would wonder why they'd see the strangest, weirdest, oddest things that there could ever be. They'd say, Billy, what are you doing, bro? We think that there is something that you need to know. Nobody knows what you're building, so maybe you should go try something else. One day when old Billy was just building up a storm, Mr. B was watching and saw something taking form. He said, hey Bill, you think that you can build something for me? 'Cause I'd really like a chair out there beside my favorite tree. Billy thought about it and then turned and said, why not? He drew some plans and built it and enjoyed it quite a lot. Mr. B told Billy that he loved the chair, and then Billy stopped and thought, hey, maybe I'll do this again. Billy, maybe you're on to something. If you build the things that others want, then they will come. Maybe building all those crazy things wasn't such a bad idea after all. A stool for Mrs. Finkel, a bed for Mr. Clyde, a tree house for the Joneses with a really awesome slide. Billy never thought that his building skills would be a way he could help others using his ability. As Billy kept on building stuff, his skills improved each day. When he made mistakes, he'd fix them and learn along the way. His confidence was going up, which led him to say, if I can dream it, I can build it, I will find a way. Billy, we didn't know you'd be showing us a world of possibility. With your hard work and your skills combined, you'll create a better world for everyone. Gabriela loved to watch dancing, a love that she couldn't disguise. She would watch dancers over and over with stars in her beautiful eyes. Every day she would think about what it would feel like and wondered if she could be a dancer just like the ones who she watched, how great it would be. So Gabriela decided to try, full of hope that she would have fun. But she struggled with learning to do it, and she felt like the only one. The other dancers seemed like they knew what to do when Gabby did not. She was finding that learning to dance was a bit more difficult than she thought. Gabby ran to her room, closed the door, and curled up in bed. Her tears were flowing, she felt disappointed, and her cheeks were turning red. Her mom said, "Hey Gabby, why are you crying? Why are you feeling so low?" She said, "Mama, no matter how hard I try, I feel awkward and slow." Mother stopped and thought for a minute. Then she started to say, "You're not supposed to know how to do everything on the very first day. When you start learning something, you'll always make some mistakes at the start. But if you stick with it, you'll slowly get better if you keep doing it with all of your heart." Listened to what her mother said and kept on working very hard without giving up, no matter how many mistakes she made along the way. And sure enough, bit by bit, little by little, she not only learned to dance with the other dancers, but she learned how to dance in her very own way. So Gabriela continued to practice her dancing and started to see the more she did it, the better she got, which is just how she wanted to be. She discovered that just because something is difficult when you begin, you might find your special ability if you look within. Here's a story about a lizard named Lenny. He worried about every last thing. Those sounds in the night, getting on a flight, the sound of the doorbell each time it would ring. So Lenny never ever took chances, and he always had to live with his fear. He said, I'm not that strong, and I might do something wrong. I'll be safer if I stay right here. Now Lenny had a good friend named Andy, who was thoughtful and showed that he cared. He said, Lenny, my friend, this has to end. You can't continue to always be scared. You can't worry about everything always. Your fears are not what they seem. You can't stay in and pout. You have to get out. And if you do, you will build self-esteem. Poor Lenny didn't know what to do now. He had always tried to keep things inside, but Andy had said to get out of bed, so maybe he should at least give it a try. So Lenny decided on that day. He said, I'll face my fears one by one. How bad could it be in the world of reality? I might even start to have fun. So the next time that Lenny met Andy, he had a big happy smile. Andy said, this is new, what has happened to you? Smiling isn't usually part of your style. And Lenny just burst out with laughter. He said, Andy, I'm much happier now. Your words as my friend help me to end all the worries that were holding me back. So thank you. In the jungle it is 96 degrees. All the monkeys trying to find relief from the heat. The kettle clanks for dinner, Minnie monkey knows it's time to eat. Mike and Mabel monkey made a meal of tasty fruit, and as a helpful daughter Minnie knows just what to do. She helps to get the table ready so they can all eat the food. Minnie monkey minds her manners, is polite to all she meets. She wants doors in life to open and knows that manners are the key. Minnie monkey makes sure that she passes food around. When she speaks to others, Minnie never gets too loud. And as she's chewing up her food, Minnie never makes a sound. Minnie helps her parents out and gets the table clean, rinses all the food off inside of the kitchen sink. And if it isn't full, she puts the dishes right inside of the dishwashing machine. Minnie monkey minds her manners, is polite to all she meets. She wants doors in life to open and knows that manners are the key. Minnie monkey minds her manners, is polite to all she meets. She wants doors in life to open and knows that manners are the key. Minnie Monkey has a positive attitude and knows it's good for everybody if she's in a pleasant mood. And since her parents spent their time and money making all the food, Minnie Monkey minds her manners so she's never crude or rude. She keeps her mouth closed when she eats and eats the vegetables and meats. And when she's finished with the treat, she always pushes in her seat. And if you want to make everybody in your family proud, mind your manners and don't monkey around. Minnie Monkey minds her manners, is polite to all she meets. Wants doors in life to open, and she knows that manners are the key. Minnie Monkey minds her manners, is polite to all she meets. She wants doors in life to open and knows that manners are the key. She could see, looking around and watching everyone being the best they could be. The city was such a magical place, a place where you can do what you do. All kinds of ways of sharing ideas, each day making the world something new. What a wonderful place it is, where we can make life better for everyone. Bringing people together to improve the world. It's a place we work hard and a place where we can have fun. We are different, we can learn from each other. That's how we discover and grow. We're better off when we work together, and the more we learn, the more we will know about people and places you've never heard of, bringing good ideas along. Biddy, she loved to see all of it happen, so excited that she's singing her song. There are people who make the world a better place for you and for me. In the city we can be a part of so much more. It's a place we can live and a place where we can truly be free. welcome to the city. Biddy loves walking around every single day, checking out all the wonderful things that people are up to. People are teaching in their schools, and people are fixing our AC to keep us all cool. People are working in a hardware store, and people are putting in a hardwood floor. People are baking cakes and whipping up some chocolate shakes. People driving a subway train and working on a water main. People are fighting fires and fixing wires and even changing a set of tires. The city is a great, big, beautiful work of art, and each one of us gets a brush to paint our part. She was born in the fiery month of July, a cute little foal with a gleam in her eye. And she wandered inside when the others would cry, and she wanted to help and went to find out why. In the stables she noticed when someone was down. With a hoof on their shoulder, she'd say, "Look around. There are beautiful things from the sky to the ground. So go see every sight and go hear every sound." Claire gallops along through the grass, and she knows that her troubles today will soon pass. And she stops to enjoy the shade of the trees, and she smiles at whomever she sees. The horses around her would always seem stressed, always complaining their lives were a mess. But Claire would remind them that they had been blessed, and to take in each moment and don't sweat the rest. Claire gallops along through the grass, and she knows that her troubles today will soon pass. And she stops to enjoy the shade of the trees, and she smiles at whomever she sees. Trotting in the middle of May, and met several horses that were next to the hay. She chatted with them and said, "Have a nice day." And they all felt much better and went on their way. Claire gallops along through the grass, and she knows that her troubles today will soon pass. And she stops to enjoy the shade of the trees, and she smiles at whomever she sees. And she smiles at whomever she sees.
Has breakfast, lunch, then snacks and dinner straight from the trough. Then he digs a hole into the earth so he can cool himself off. If you The trouble is that Peter Pig does not enjoy when he is a mess. After rolling in the mud and the clay, Peter makes sure to get clean every day. That pigs love being filthy, no, that's simply not true. Peter Pig is in the habit of using his soap and shampoo. When you see Peter hanging out in the yard of the petting zoo, you can be completely sure that he will smell and look good for you. Rolling in the mud and the clay, Peter makes sure to get clean every day. Just because you're in the pool, it doesn't count as a shower. Even if you're in the pool for a couple of hours, after playing in the dirt, Peter gets himself clean, 'cause we all appreciate good porcinal hygiene. Yeah! After rolling in the mud and the clay, Peter makes sure to get clean every
Samuel slides and glides through the field, looking for his meal, traveling along the ground, moving all by feel. Some say that Sam's a sneaky guy. He's like all snakes, they say, sliding around, stealing what he wants, and then just slithers away. But here is something you might not know. When Samuel finds his prey, he shares it with his family every single day. It's true, all snakes have their flaws, and some are poisonous. I've met some who scared me away, and a few who are hard to trust. But Samuel has never let me down. He's patient, calm, and kind. Every day I can count on him, and that is hard to find. So here is something you need to know. From all the snakes I've met, almost all are wonderful, and they have my respect. Samuel is a super guy, a snake I call my friend. There's a big heart inside of him, even when he sheds his skin. There are some who'd like to think that all snakes are the worst. But before we make up our minds, let's get to know them first.
Hootie and Lee, definitely a likely pair they were not. But they didn't care and they went everywhere together without even a thought. Hootie was calm and thoughtful just like her mom. She kept to herself usually. Lee loved to move and dance to her groove and talk to everyone she could see. But when they were together, they were unstoppable. No challenge was ever too great. Because they were friends, their lives became full of moments that they could celebrate. A friend will show up for you through thick and thin. When life starts to make you feel like you can't win, she'll always be there for you undoubtedly, because that's what a friend should be. Lee would teach Hootie how to have fun, and Hootie would teach Lee how to plan. Each would take her turn on what she could learn from the other to understand how important it was to see what someone else does, because it might make you better too. Our differences can help us to expand who we are, which will help us improve. Hootie and Lee were especially good at helping each other out. They'd find time together way up in a tree, and their friendship was never in doubt. Your friends are the ones who will make you strong, by telling you when no one else will tell you you're wrong. They will have patience with you every day, because that's what a friend will say. Now listen to me. Sometimes you will see misunderstandings can tear us apart. Overcoming differences isn't always easy, but making friends is a pretty good start. A friend is the person who will always be near,
to help you guide your ship when you don't know how to steer. Remembering all of the good times with you, because that's what a friend will do. Was an eagle named Harry. He was a happy, happy guy. They'd ask him if he felt lucky, he'd say very. And then he would always tell them why. Anytime I'm feeling mad or just a little sad, I don't continue to let myself feel down. Just like anybody could, I focus on the good, and then I feel like the luckiest guy in town. Sometimes even if he tried his best, Harry would not always succeed. But Harry wouldn't worry about the rest, because he knew the only thing he'd need: a good attitude will always improve your mood. You can't always see around the corner, but when the going gets rough, I don't sweat the small stuff, and life always opens up another door. Lucky Harry, he'd be wishing that they would be more kind, but it wouldn't stop him from feeling merry. He'd move on and leave bad feelings behind. You can choose to be full of positivity, you just have to decide to be this way, to focus on what you've got. And it doesn't have to be a lot, but if you're grateful, you'll feel lucky every day. No matter what anyone else will say, no matter what anyone else will say. Saturday night there's a party and all the hyenas will gather around in a crowd. One by one they assemble together, having their own conversations and getting real loud. All of a sudden a hyena is telling a joke that's not funny and no one is making a sound. With the exception of Hubert Hyena, who unexpectedly is totally laughing out loud. 'Cause Hubert has some info you should use. Laughing will brighten up your mood. Laughing can start from all of Hubert's senses, from tasting or smelling or hearing or something he saw. A chuckle, a chortle, giggle, or guffaw, he can feel it from inside his belly to the tip of his paw. 'Cause Hubert has some knowledge you might never guess. Laughing can take away your stress. Next time that you're hanging out with your buddies and someone says something that's making everyone else groan, I'm here to remind you to just be like Hubert and make people laugh just by starting it all on your own. Why in a hurry, my son? You are moving so fast. Look to the future, my son. Don't hold on to the past. Fluttering through the night air, while your heart beats a race. The world's not your enemy now. Let it grant you some grace. Slow down, hummingbird. Come take a rest now. You don't need to say a word. No, you are blessed, and I love you. Why are you crying, my child? Has the world got you down? With hurt circling overhead, ease your pain on the ground. happiness you cannot find. Perch yourself in the trees. We'll find out what's ailing you, child. Just you and me. Slow down, hummingbird. Come take a rest now. You don't need to say a word. Now you are blessed, and I love you. When you become a man, you can file a flight plan, but the course will surely change. Sometimes the path we choose